year goes by, people always ask me why black holes. Listen up, baby girl, shit, I'm about to let you know why I always got a black holes. Whoa. They talking shit up in my comments. Yeah, they don't know, but I'm about to block them. Cause every day, I block hoes. They be being shady, yeah. Whoa. Cause you know I block hoes, baby. In different area codes, baby. You never know, but I block.
Hey y'all, happy Saturday. This is just a little quick 1-2 impromptu live for my love. Y'all, the streets is dry as a desert. Okay? Listen, I've been looking at I went to lunch earlier with my sisters and our daughters. We each have a daughter. So well, one of my sisters got two daughters, but she took her oldest and I had Ham, and then my older sister had my oldest niece, which is Ham's godmother. Um, we had a time. We went eat some pho. We love pho. We always try to, link up every so often and go have lunch, whether it's just us or us with our daughter's child. But that's what we did earlier, y'all. But I came back home and I was relaxing. I took me a little nap. Um, I ain't did too much today. My baby is home. He on his way back. So I said, let me hurry and do a quick one too. Because he said, be in the bed when I get back. If you know, you know. Especially if you got a man that work on the road, child. Okay, listen. But anyways, that's besides the point, y'all. But I said, let me do a little quick live. Because like I said, the streets is real dry. It's nothing too much going on. Yeah. Let me see who up in here, and then we gonna dialogue, y'all. This is a part two from yesterday, so we're gonna talk about a few things. Few things. Hey T baby, Terry Bro in the building, coming through with the copyright and the fair use. Thank you for that always. Miss Simone, Miss Jackie, Miss Witty, Simply Basha. Okay, with the name change, girl. We got Kimberly in the building, my girl Myla. Crease in my observation. Miss Love Mel. We got Vet, Miss Rosalind, Miss Dee Dee, Nina K. Brown. Jean is in the building. Miss E, Rebecca Cry, Miss Yolanda White, Miss Cynthia, Jaquita. Who else? Miss Ashley, Gemini Rising, Miss Diane, Tierra Straight Up No Chaser, Miss Clarice, my love, Miss Cynthia. We got Miss Deborah. Who else? Miss Patricia, Miss Charlene, Terry in the building. It's all about God. It's in the building. Shout out to you. And y'all, like, I made a post on my community wall. I say, let me see if they want me to go live. I knew y'all would though. But I said, let me post it and see, because baby, these streets is dry. Ain't nothing going on. I guess everybody is out having a time. Some people didn't put them computers down, them phones down, and they relaxing or out with the fam, out with the friends, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It is a good thing. I am not mad at them. Hey Tylisa, hey that one, Candy Girl in the building, Miss Kathy. Okay, look at y'all. Y'all must have never had no plans tonight. Or y'all like me, y'all some homebodies for the most part, because I don't go too many places. I feel like I jumped off the porch early and now I'm in peace mode where I'd rather be home. I'd rather be eating my gelato, watching a good action or a magical movie, or doing something with my babies. Other than that, no. All my sisters, I go places with my sisters too. And I am going on vacation next weekend. We leaving Sunday, so I gotta get this content out too. So that's another thing, y'all, because y'all might not see me for a few days. Because I don't think I ain't going live while I'm on vacation. I might try to put a video or two out, but other than that, I won't be doing no live streams. while I'm on vacation, y'all. So y'all gonna miss me for 4 days. Y'all gonna miss me. Hey, Miss Duncan, you say homebody for me with my hubby. Okay, that's the life, child. It ain't nothing in them streets but trouble. That's it. That's all. Especially the way this generation is set up. You go out, you can't even go out and have a good time without something happening. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hey, Rise. Okay, y'all. So as y'all can see, the title is Genuine Hate versus Fabricated Hate within the LaTruth saga. And if you was in my live yesterday, then you know I kind of spoke on it a little bit because I feel like if you sit back and look at all of the hate comments and stuff like that that RH receives on a daily basis now, it makes you wonder, like, is it genuine hate or is it fabricated based off of the DV lie? So y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, based on what I said yesterday in yesterday's live and what we're gonna talk about tonight, because I feel like none of the hate is genuine, because if it was, he would have been receiving it. He would have been receiving it well before the divorce situation happened. If they truly dislike his character, because that's all he's receiving lately is character, ATTACKS. That's all he's receiving lately. It's nothing about the DV situation or anything like that. He's literally being targeted for everything that he does. Like, that man can't catch a break, child. I'm surprised he ain't been on Snap yet, because I don't know too many people that can literally handle that much hate. That's some crazy work, y'all. So when I see people saying you need to do this, you need to do that, it's kind of hard to say, and that's why I don't say too much as far as what he needs to do, because if you're not in that type of position, if you've never been in that type of position, it's hard to judge and say what you would and wouldn't do. Especially when you don't have the finances to really do what you need to do. That's what makes a difference, also, y'all, because they hit him hard with his livelihood. You know, unfortunately. And do y'all feel like it's warranted? That's another good question, because people can feel certain ways about people or whatever, but is all of the hate really warranted? Is the question. Let's say if he would have done it, because he wouldn't be the first or the last man to be in that type of situation or marriage. Is it really warranted? It's not. I've never seen that type of outrage over this type of situation. So that's crazy. Hey, Miss Beverly. Thank you, Miss Duncan, for getting that membership, my girl. Hey, Giselle. I don't know, y'all. It's very unfortunate. Someone say it's all on your fault with all her lies. I agree, and I feel like people don't like when we say that, like when we go back to where it initially started, because I don't know why they don't like it, but it's the truth. It's literally the truth. Because if you remove the lie, none of this would be going on. None of it. Like, he would not be receiving, and you can literally go back on his page. Go back to, I'm gonna say, early 2020. I mean early 2022. You will, if you find 5 or 6 comments out of all the, because he would go viral a lot. He would have a lot of comments under his posts, his live streams, and all of that. But if you look back before the DV situation, you rarely seen negative comments, a random troll here and there. But other than that, now versus then, baby, it's a whole different ball game. And it makes you wonder, like, is this what the world is coming to? Because this is why I feel like this situation is a learning lesson. And if I was RH, I would monetize on it, as far as trying to get with some type of production company, because I don't think he'll be able to do this on his own, because he has so much hate. He needs to get with somebody that, has a large following, and try to monetize and come up with something that can, turn this into a series, a movie, or something. I wouldn't say a book. A book could do, but he did his book when lies go viral, but I don't think it was more so on the Saga situation, perhaps. So I don't know, but I would say he needs to get with a big name, some type of production company or whatever, so that he could turn his story into a movie or a series because it's a learning lesson. A lot of times people wonder why y'all still talk about it, but if you actually look at the story as a whole, it's a lot of lessons within the storyline also. It's a lot of bad. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of bad, baby. But it's a lot of lessons, and that's what I try to bring to my platform. If you've been rocking with me, then I try to dialogue based off of real life experiences relative to this storyline. And so he really can capitalize off of this if he had the right people behind him. Because it's definitely a movie. It's never a dull moment, as y'all, well, outside of tonight, but for the most part, it's always something going on. Hey, Miss Nina, he going through it now, but RH has a big blessing coming. I believe that too. He just gotta try to hold on. Don't fold. Don't give in. Don't give in because if you know, once you give in to those demonic energies, you become one. So try your hardest. Long as he keeping God first, he'll be okay. He'll be okay. Everybody has their season. Everybody has their season, and it doesn't help the fact that there are people who are actually contributing to his downfall. Like they are forcing it. So you can't say it's his karma when you will pick up a phone and call Lyft or email Lyft and say, hey, such and such to get him fired. That's not karma, baby. Karma, that's like saying God needs your help. Make that make sense. Last time I checked, ain't no wrath like God. God don't need your help. Everybody, you reap what you sow. Everybody is responsible for their own actions. And what people don't realize is when you move based off of the actions of others, you are literally, you might as well call God and say, hey, I did this because you best believe your karma coming. You might think you doing something because I didn't see people say stuff like that, y'all. And that's so ridiculous to me. You might think you're doing a good thing by retaliating against somebody because of what they did that was bad. But all you doing is opening the door for your karma to come through. That's it. You don't move based off of the actions of others. We ain't hand in hand. I wipe your back, you wipe mine. No, we ain't doing that. I'm gonna let God deal with you, cause that get back from Him. We didn't seen it. If you didn't been a witness to it, you didn't seen some things happen that. And this is one thing. I have an uncle who's a pastor, y'all, and one thing he used to always say is for the non-believers, if you don't believe, if it was ever a situation in life and it was unexplainable, you couldn't understand it, that was God. He would always tell us that was God. Unexplainable, it was like, what is going on? Like magic, like, you know, it, you just, it just had you in awe. He said that was God. Because that's the type of things that, happen when he's in the midst. Um, it's the money they're making off of his name. Hey, Kim Colby. Hey, Simply. Wait, I think I said it already. Hey, Miss Geraldine. It's strictly based off of that lie. I stated that earlier on his page, even though it's been cleared up by the source that told it, they still can't get a grip on reality. And that's what's the most unfortunate part of this storyline, Basha, is the fact that I talked to y'all about people having to wear certain jackets, right? But in this case, it can go either way. See, he has to wear that jacket now because of the ex-wife, but also people have developed a hate towards him based off of the lie that she told. So you got the jacket situation where it's people who came into the saga that followed the storyline early on, watching closely or whatever, and then got tired of it and backed away. But where they left off at is what makes all the difference. So when you leave off where it's no proof, no rebuttal, and all you know is that he was accused of being an abuser, then that's what stuck with you. So you got those people that stuck on that part because they didn't see the storyline through. And then you got the people who don't care. They don't care if it was a rebuttal, if it was a receipt, if the ex came out and said, hey, no, this is what it is. They don't care because they have developed their hate for him based off of that lie. So it's like it's not going anywhere. And it's so many people that then reveal their hands and show that they don't have morals, values, or integrity. Because if you will still hold on to something based off of a lie, that says a lot about your character. Because who does that? Who does that? Who are you to hold somebody to something and you was not there? Especially if the wife came out and said herself, it was never any abuse outside of the tote situation and verbal. And based on the receipts, we all heard them going back and forth. That happens in a marriage. If that's the case, at least 95% of people in relationships or marriages will be considered verbal abusers or mental, psychological, whichever one you want to call, because they're all relative. You would be considered that if you ever uh called your significant other, spouse, whatever out of their name or said something that was distasteful, guess what that's called? Verbal abuse. It ain't just profanity. Anything disparaging. Okay? So I just I'm like, bruh, they can't be serious. They can't be serious, y'all, because it's no way. Like, make it make sense. What time are we living in to where people will hold you to something even with the proof being out there? And what makes it even worse is the fact that she's in a current abusive situation. Just because, okay, she didn't already prove that her word is not credible, right? And let's take RH completely out of the situation. Let's speak on just what she's in now. When you constantly come to the internet and you say one thing and then you come back and say another thing, what does that make you? If I come to the internet and I tell y'all, hey, such and such did this to me, he put my head between the washer and the dryer, he called me the B word, and then the next day I come out and say, oh, it's all good. You know, I exaggerated. I overly exaggerated, y'all. It didn't even happen like that for real. You know, he was just joking and da, 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 and then boom, a couple months down the line, I do it again. You're no longer credible, regardless if you got a receipt or not. In my eyes, depending on what type of receipt you got. Okay, so 'cause some receipts can really get it out there, but you you take a lot of your credibility away when you do stuff like that. And that's what has been going on. So it's like, how can we even believe that Janastros is this changed man that did a 360 if her storyline against him is child hot and cold? How do we know he's a changed man this time? Which we don't have to believe that at the end of the day. Some can say, oh, I'm going off of her word, which some are. And then some can say, I'm not going off of her word because I've been there and I know the cycles. I know the patterns. So, but it's at the end of the day, that's your prerogative. If that's what you want to believe, you have that right because it's been put on the internet. And like when you're talking about, she's still being talked about 2 years later. And that's the thing. Of course you are, because guess what? You're still putting your business out 2 years later. It's when they say it's old. Baby, the exposure of Janoxos just happened a couple months ago. How is that old? Now, what happened in art with RH is old, but that's what a lot of other people are talking about. And that's the part that I don't understand because it's like, why is he still being discussed in certain manners when she's in a current abusive situation? It makes no sense. Like, why are people still holding on to that? That's how you know and can say it's all because of money. But is it really worth it? Is money really worth? I mean, is it really worth your peace of mind? Because at the end of the day, you have to really sit back and consider the fact that, man, I'm really contributing to destroying this man. And his wife, then already ex-wife, then already came out and said this wasn't that. So why am I still going on? Why am I still putting these remarks in his comments? Why am I still talking about him in certain manners? Is it really worth it? See, on the other hand, because you know they like to compare uh, us doing content on Laonia to other people and the way they do things. And it's no comparison, in my opinion, because she's still doing things that are very controversial. Like, take for instance what happened with the current boyfriend. That's something that's going to be blogged on. That's something that's going to be talked about because it was put on the internet. It's a difference between bashing, slandering, defaming, harassing, and doing content. And I don't think some people understand it. I don't think some people get that and know the difference. Because y'all can see, take me for instance. I rarely use profanity in my content. Y'all rarely see me dragging her based on her looks, based on uh anything. Like anything disrespectful. Y'all, I might feel a certain way about her, but y'all rarely see me saying those type of things because I try to keep my platform professional and keep the personal away from it and keep it strictly business and just do content based off of what I see that's wrong. Other than that, of course I feel a certain way about certain things, but I feel like when you say certain things, it makes it personal and it's not personal for me. I just want to blog on the content in peace and make it relate to real life experiences so that people can learn from it and take things away from it. That's what you call good influence, opposed to getting on the internet, twerking, showing your body, showing people how to be toxic, what a toxic relationship is. It's a difference between showcasing toxicity and being transparent. It's a big difference. And I think a lot of times some people confuse the two. Some y'all know who one person in particular who does that. Oh, I'm just, I know it's a woman that can learn from this, me being transparent and put my truth out there. That's not, no. It's a difference. What you are doing is spreading toxicity. You showing young girls that it's okay for a man to do certain abusive things to you and you stay with that man and laugh about it like it's okay, or post uh Taraji and Tyrese from Baby Boy in your story like it's fun. That's not being transparent. Can't nobody learn from that. That's promoting toxicity. That's what you call bad influence. And it's not cool because it's a lot of young girls who, if y'all notice, and I didn't see not even just Laonya, but I didn't see a few influencers promote that type of toxicity. It's okay for him to choke me up and slap me up just a little bit. I like that. What? When is that ever okay? Especially if you got daughters and sons, for that matter. It's never cool. It's never cool. And if you're gonna blame it on somebody being young, they don't need to be influencing the young then. If that's the case, make your mistakes off of the internet. And then come when you're mature. Come when you're mature. Hey, Miss Geneva. You say, look like that's what I said. He needs someone with a large platform to assist him. He do. He really do. And I hope one day he look into that because his storyline is definitely one for the book. If other people can consider monetizing his storyline, he definitely needs to. So he needs help dealing with this men are expected to just accept it and be quiet, and that's so unfortunate. That's how, but that's the life. That's the times we living in, y'all. About should say it's too embarrassing to be told that you were wrong. Those people see everything we see. They choose to remain ignorant on purpose because they are scared of being blocked by her. Shaking my head, and that's crazy. Because at the end of the day, who cares about a block when it's somebody on the internet that you don't know in real life, that you not hanging out with, you ain't spending no time. But you see, a lot of them, I feel like they took it to a personal level to where they have personal contact with her, and that's probably why. But I don't never want to be that close with somebody that I'm doing content on. No, because then you become compromised, and that's not what we're doing. Because then you put yourself in a position where you could be in the midst of something that's going on that's completely wrong and goes against everything you believe in morally, but you won't speak on it because you're compromised. That will never be me. I'm sorry. That will never be me. Hey, it's Kyra, baby. Hey, Miss Patricia, you say, hey, Pop, thanks for the live, my girl. I was sitting here bored, went to the house, went to her show today. Kick, wait, feet kicked up now. I wonder if Lonnie would confess and admit she lied and apologize. Sorry, with some of the hate disappear. You know what? Honestly, I doubt it. And let me say why. Maybe just a tad bit, but for the most part, I doubt it because we see now that the support is separate. Certain people have their own set of supporters who follow whatever they say. And, I think it would have to be certain people. Y'all know I don't do name drops. Certain people would have to bring that type of influence to their platform for it to change, for some of the hate to disappear. Because it's a separation now. It's no longer one big hive, if that makes sense. So, hey, a light that shines in the darkness. Hey, Miss Teresa. Hey, Sid. Love Cat. I don't think that Lifetime has ever seen someone like Lonely. You said they always wait. Let's see. Wait, come on, comment. Slow down. Hey, Miss Brenda. Wait, it's a really dang shame how that real folk ruined the truth's name with her evil art. Yes, it does. Their hate for him outweighs the truth. Facts. And we've been witnessing it. And that's why a lot of people are like, I don't want nothing to do with this. Because it was all cool when it was at a point where everybody was fighting for the truth. But when the truth is revealed and you're still fighting, it's crazy now. It's like, what? What's going on? And that's when it was fun. When everybody was fighting for the truth, things were being put out, content creators were able to rebuttal those things, pull out facts and do videos to call out lies. But now it's at a point where you got people who know the truth and they don't care. They like, oh well, we're gonna hide, we're gonna still carry on like the truth ain't out there. Or we gonna still hide certain things, and or we gonna talk about her behind her back and pretend like we like her publicly. That's some crazy work. I don't never want that type of people around me. Okay, listen, keep that fakeness away from me. Do not pretend, baby. You can just stay away. Hey, Tokyo. It baffles my mind how they say nothing about Janelle's abuse towards Laonia. I don't understand it. Hey, Fifi, my girl. Thank you, my love, for the super chat, love. You say it's definitely all fabricated. If you think on it, when Laonia was with Robert, she gave him much praise, more than all other baby daddies. Now that he left her and won't look back, she gives him the most hate. You better clock it. You better let him know. Remember, y'all, I forgot to do my disclaimer. Um, if y'all would like to donate to me monetarily, you can cash at me $1 Lupac One. You can also buy me a coffee. Shout out to all my coffee people. All my support links are pinned in the chat. You just have to click on it at the top of the chat and it will expand. You can also support the platform by getting a super chat or a super sticker. I do have a goal set. It is not mandatory, but it is appreciated because it contributes to the revenue of this live baby. Okay. Shout out to all my members, days one, twos, and threes. If you would like to join us in members only, the link is also pinned in the chat. We do have a major T live that's over there that we did last week, y'all? Probably last week, where I keep y'all updated on stuff that's behind the scenes. But I do have to do another one soon. Well, once I get another update, I'll do another members only live. I just ain't got updated yet, but it's coming, y'all. It's coming. But make sure y'all hit that like button because that's free, child. Cannot be free. Okay, free is free. But thank you again, Myla, for your support, my love. You say it just shows how much she knows he was the motion and still is. Old tangle eyed fool. Because did you say that man haven't changed? He just don't want her to put him on child support. And we kind of talked about him yesterday, y'all. His behavior has definitely changed as far as what he portrayed early on in the saga versus now. He wasn't that vocal. And when he was vocal, he kept it about God. Like now he's telling women to shut up. He's cussing at women. Like who child, listen, a tiger never changes its stripes, they only hide. Okay? He is a prime example that an abuser can literally tuck that behavior, but all it takes is one thing to set them off and they are right back to their old ways. Prime example. Because you out here preaching, and in the next minute, all it takes is for somebody to put a comment in your chat for you to revert back to your old uh nasty tongue. I seen a post he made. Um, Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna read it to y'all. Let me see. Okay, baby. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. One. Okay. Oh, I don't. Hold on. Let's see. Israelite. It ain't pulling up under Woken. But it was something he posted. Um, Let me see. I don't see it, y'all. But it was basically, it was like a meme with a big head. It was like a meme with a big head, and it was a really long tongue sticking out. And on the tongue, it had, I think, don't quote me, but I think it had hate, it had profanity, it had sins, uh, adultery, just different things that goes against God in the Bible. So the fact that you posted that, but you're literally using profanity now in your comments, replying back to people is crazy. It's crazy. But that's why I don't too much take him serious because he's a hypocrite. If you want people to take you serious, then you need to. And I feel like I ain't gonna say he give his baby mama a pass because if you watch some of his content, especially on TikTok, a lot of the things that he talks against, speaks against, goes against is what she does on social media. Dressing half naked, twerking, dancing. He speaks against that on his TikTok, y'all. And he didn't spoke against it on his Facebook. Showing your goods to men that are not your husband publicly, and because most, if I'm not mistaken, most Israelites prefer their women to be covered up. So it's like, what you are you telling her behind the scenes How you feel about her behavior? Are you giving her a pass because you don't want to be put on child support, or you don't want no problems with her? Because you sure got a lot to say about what everybody else does, even as far as the post that we discussed yesterday, y'all, that he made talking about adultery, a bruiser, a fornication, and all of that, when he literally experienced those things. So how you gonna tell RH about that or give him a lesson on that when you then lived it? Who are you to tell him anything? Make it make sense. So it's given very much hypocritical. And that's the part I don't understand. Like, you can't tell this man nothing. You don't have the right. I don't care what point you are in your life where you feel like you are redeemed because you repented or what. You have no right to try to tell this man anything when he looked out for your babies for 6 years. That deserves some type of respect, whether you disliked him or not. He still did it, and he didn't have to, because she could have chose way worse, like what she chose now, what she's in now. But you ain't got no words for that, and we all know why. We ain't the only ones that can see it. We all seen her come out here and spill the beans and expose your nostrils. We all seen it, including him. But it's very obvious and apparent, y'all, that he don't say nothing against the man as long as she's with them. He expresses his problems, his issues once they break up, because he don't want to go against her. He don't want no problems with her. And that's obvious at this point. We can all see it. We can all see it. Hey, Jazz, so jazzy. I just don't understand it, y'all. Let me see. Um, you said, remember when Lanya said that a girl Janashos was trying to get with inboxed her and said that Janashos would get angry with her when he couldn't get his way? That's a huge red flag that he is a bruiser. Listen, I don't think too many people caught that, Giselle. I remember that. I also remember um it was a certain young lady. I cannot remember her name, but I think I have it in my receipts because somebody sent me that receipt. It was a certain young lady who said that she dated him also, and she didn't want to say nothing before, but she said she dated him also, and that she experienced the same thing as Laonya. That's what she said. She experienced the same thing as her, but she didn't want to say nothing before because she didn't want people to ATTACK her and this and that. So that listen, I'd have to find that receipt, y'all. But it was a girl who came out and said that in somebody's comments when everybody was talking about him and what Laonya had said. So I don't think nobody would come out and lie and say they dealt with somebody, because I mean you would have to prove that you dealt with that person. And I'm pretty sure if she dealt with him, she got the proof, right? So that's crazy. Exactly, because you are not that invested. You are just your job. Thank you, Miss Deborah. Hey, Michaela. Hey, D.I. Crenshaw, Virgo Goddess, Nana Karen, Miss Janice, Crystal Young in the building, Miss Lisa, Miss Linda. Shout out to y'all. She is no good influence at all. And the people who support and defend her said they wouldn't want their own children to listen. Clock it, baby. Clock it. And that speaks volumes. That speaks big volumes. Hold on, y'all. Good. I'm so glad. Big Money Grip, check you out. My bad, though. Let me see. Hey, Miss Angela B. Yes, we thought that was a good live. Y'all better get that membership. Thank you. Sid says embarrassing how weak minded she is because she can't post her babies, but John Boy get on here and post those babies with body butter and sweatsuit. Glad to see he brought something. Yep. And the crazy part is his body butter ain't selling like that because of her. I don't know if y'all noticed, but ain't nobody buying it for real. When he said how many, I haven't seen him say we sold out in a long time, even though we know sold out can be equivalent to selling 10 jars. Okay. Because if you, let's say you only make 3 jars, if 3 people buy it, you sold out. So he gotta blame her for that. And you cannot tell me that that man, even though they're still in a relationship, you can't tell me that in the back of his mind he ain't still holding a grudge, especially his with his abusive uh, demeanor. You know, that person, that alter ego, that abusive ego is still sitting there. It's just sitting there. It ain't came back out yet, far as we know. But you can't tell me he ain't holding a grudge against her for what she did against his business. Because she almost took his life, well, not almost, dang near took his livelihood, just like she did the ex-husband. The first time, I mean, not the first time, but soon as y'all have a disagreement, you come to the internet and the first thing you want to do is expose his business. Remember what she was doing to RH? So it's definitely a pattern. It's definitely a pattern. And you can't say, oh, that's because she tried to say, that's how I force myself to move on is by coming to the internet and exposing the party. But you back with them and you try to capitalize off of it. You try to cry wolf for the third time, paint yourself as a victim, and try to capitalize off of it when a woman's fed up. Part one, follow my story time on TikTok. Like, I don't think too many people paid attention to that. It's no more victim cards for her. That's DEAD at this point. Thank you, that one, for buying me a coffee, my love. I appreciate you. That's gone. It ain't no more crying wolf, ain't no more victim cards, none of that. If she was to come back to the internet mad at the nostrils, exposing their business, people, I honestly believe that no one would be on her side. That's just what I believe because people tired, people tired, and it's only so many times you can come and play with DV on the internet in front of a lot of people. She lucky she got a pass this last time because it's not funny. Ain't nothing funny about it. It's not a joking matter. It's a very serious situation because women and children are losing their lives every day behind or at the hands of an abuser. So ain't nothing funny about that. Wanting to be baby boy, wanting to be Yvette and baby boy. That's not funny. That was a movie, but that really happened. And if you know you live for the toxicity and you love it, you need to keep your business away from the internet. Just live in your toxicity in the privacy of your own home. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. But like I said, y'all honestly believe if she was to come back out here, it's not going to work out in her favor because you didn't expose your hand already. Ain't no more capitalizing or people gonna listen. And to be honest, I honestly believe at this point, hear me out, y'all. The only thing that I feel like people would really take serious with her, because I done said this before. One of the things that she left out of her story time, notice y'all, was all of the things that was said to have been done towards the kids, right? Them, experiencing a bruise around him or by him, whatever. All of those things were left out of her story time. So if she was to come back to the internet and put that on the floor, that can go one or two ways. It's gonna be bad for her And I think that's why she didn't come out and say what happened to the babies in that situation. Because if y'all remember, like I said, I played that audio from Queen Fee the other day where she was saying those kids are not being protected as of 2025. And they would much rather be with RH than the mama and Janash. Somebody close to them witnessed it in real time. 2025. That's what Queen Fee said on her live. So people need to pay attention to stuff like that and take that serious. Because at the end of the day, it's very hold on to it. Hold on. Talking. It's very hard to come out here and say that things are happening to kids and you not be or have to take some of the blame because you're the mother. You're supposed to protect your babies. So I think that's why that hasn't made it to Front Street because you gotta be responsible too. See, it's a difference when you coming out and speaking on yourself being abused, but when it comes down to who we are supposed to protect as mothers, that's a totally different ball game, baby. Hold on, y'all. Don't slam my door. Yep. So it's a big difference, y'all. People better take heed, and that's one thing from me being in the saga since the beginning, and everything that I know and that I'm privy to, publicly and behind the scenes. That's who I'm scared for. That's who I'm scared for, and it's a lot. And let me tell y'all this: clock this, y'all. Even y'all bush watchers, because I know it's a lot of people, because I know them likes ain't liking, they probably lacking, because y'all don't like me, but y'all watch me every single day. Somewhere behind the scenes is somebody grandma hitting the laughing emoji, hurting her finger tapping at it, hurting the hell out that finger trying to tap that laughing emoji during a serious conversation. Y'all be I be laughing at y'all, I swear. And the crazy part is they be doing that and you can't even see it when you on StreamYard. Like unless you go live through YouTube, this is just for the clowns, the ones who be trying to distract the CCs by constantly uh hitting that laughing emoji. You know how you can press it in the chat on YouTube? We can't see that. That's for the ones in the back. We can't see that through StreamYard, baby. Like you can only see that if you go live through YouTube. But I've seen people doing it on other people's live streams who do go live through YouTube. That's why I know. But what was I gonna say, y'all? I ain't got distracted. Um, what was I gonna say? I think I was gonna say it's a whole lot of people that's privy to things that are happening or that done happen, and they're not saying anything. And that's why I say I would never want that type of BLOOD on my hands, especially when it involves kids. Because when something happens, you can't come back from it. You can't take it back or anything, especially when you're involved. And what a lot of people don't realize is it falls on you too. If you privy to it, then why y'all think a lot of people that was in the saga cleared their conscience and came out and said things, because they didn't want they didn't want that on their conscience. They knew things, they said what they knew, and there's some stuff they didn't say. Y'all heard that from me. It's some stuff that happened that some people didn't even speak on, which is crazy. And that's why I be so frustrated a lot of times with these trolls because they be saying things and they don't know the half. You can't tell me nothing. You cannot. I've been in this saga since the beginning. I know stuff that ain't even hit the airwaves, baby. You cannot tell me nothing. So when I get these trolls in the chat that's oh you don't know what you talk about, you lying, you this, you baby, listen, if you ain't been in it tonight, and let me not say that because it's a lot of y'all that didn't start from the beginning, but y'all are privy to a lot of stuff. But when I tell y'all, it's things that have happened that haven't even made it to front streets. I mean, just that. People better stop playing. Stop playing. Everybody got some skeletons. Everybody got some things that didn't happen that they don't want to get out there. And the main part is it's not excluded from that. Hey, Miss Renee, they do even. That's why I stand firm on who I support. I stand firm on it because I would never support somebody blindly and not do, not know what I need to know. Let me say that. I don't support this man because of how he eat his food or what he watch or how he do his content. I came in this for degree, like most of us, and I stuck to that. I stuck to that, which is why you don't see me do content on every single thing that this girl does. Most, at least 95% of my content is about the DV. Whether I'm comparing it to what happened with RH and Sleepy or talking about what happened with Janostrals. Because I don't want it to be that personal. And that's why I be mad when they be comparing. No, don't do that. Stop doing that. Hey, SD, I don't understand how he keeps speaking on RH. He weird. Hey, Dreamy Girl. I feel like it's obvious at this point. I feel like it's obvious. If you look at the numbers, that's one of the things. Like look at his post when he make a post about RH and look at his post when he don't. It's a big difference. I'm gonna say that. It's a big difference. And y'all know we didn't seen people who then came out here and said tag such and such if you want your platform to grow. So come on now. It's obvious because it ain't no child. It ain't that much back and forth in the world. I ain't never seen men act like that. Like that is crazy. Are you serious? He got too much to lose if he speak on her facts. Too much can be revealed also. Like the fact that you ain't always been there, sir. You ain't always been there. But she was just calling you a narc in September. No, let's see, August, September, October. August of 2022, she was just saying how she survived the narc. Clearly she wasn't talking about her husband because she was still with him. But you've been in the picture. Child, make that make sense. Oh, and clock this. Let's not forget the fact that this is the same person who, when she released the Just Being La Onya show, y'all know that show. That show was released after the separation. When the very first episode that the kids were on, who was she asking if they still wanted to spend time? Like, do y'all like mommy single? Or y'all prefer me married? Or would y'all like me single and y'all still get to spend time with dad? With our. And guess what they said? We like you single, but we still want to spend time with him. Well, I wonder why. If he's such this bad man, why did the kids still want to spend time with him, knowing he wasn't a biological dad, even after they separated? People be forgetting those little key details. And RH was mentioned in that show before Sleepy was even mentioned. Keep in mind, I have to go back to this. Whenever Sleepy was brought up on the show, y'all remember what she said? Um, and what about, and this was after, a biological dad ain't present when the stepdaddy is talked about first, right? After she asked them if they still wanted to spend time with RH, she said, and what about y'all dad, y'all real dad? What would y'all like to see from him? And the oldest son said, more time. So that told us everything we needed to know right there. That you wasn't present. You wasn't active. So and It's just the fact of even having to address anytime you having a conversation and the biological dad has to be referred to as the real dad. Child, read between the lines. Because a dad is your daddy is your daddy. That's your daddy. Like it shouldn't even have to be that part of the conversation shouldn't even exist if you're present. Or she wouldn't have been asking the kids what they wanted from you if you were active and present. Make that make sense. And like I said, all of that happened after the separation, including it was a certain birthday that baby girl, not baby girl, the oldest daughter had, where they were separated, living in two different homes, and RH sent baby girl edible arrangement and paid for her to get her makeup done. And on a live stream, uh Laonia said, "What would you like to say?" And she said, "Thank you, Daddy. I love you." She wasn't talking to Sleepy since he been present. She was talking to RH. I don't know too many situations, and this is just me. I can't speak for everybody, but when your dad is present, I've never seen. Let me say it like this. I can only speak for myself, y'all. I'm not saying when I say these things, I'm not saying it's not possible. So don't get it misconstrued. But I personally have never seen a dynamic where a biological father is present and active, and kids call the stepdad daddy. I've never seen it like that. Now I've seen them, have a nickname for the stepdad, or they say my stepdad, or they'll say Mister Such and Such, or whatever. But I've never seen that type of dynamic where, let me say this: the biological dad has always been present and active, because had he been present when RH came into the picture, they would have never been calling RH daddy the very first introduction. Like, make it make sense. No other man gets that title when the biological dad is present and active. There's no room for it. Not saying you won't make room, because stepdads, baby, listen, I got one of the best step. You can't tell me he ain't my real daddy. He go above and beyond. We call him Papa Bear, and we call my real dad Daddy. So it's like, what, child, y'all let me know. You say, look how you will be a great person to speak with TP Productions about a movie on RTV experience. That's something I feel like he would have to do himself. You know, like he would have to do that himself, because it's his storyline. It's his storyline. You say Connell don't like LaOnya for real. He tolerates her because he done wrote a check his arts can't cash. Based on, I feel like with some men's egos and pride and stuff like that, once you bruise that, it's hard to get back in the good graces that you were once in. I feel like it's gonna always be in the back of his mind everything that she did, even though he contributed, because he did things too. It's not to take away from the bad things that he did, but public embarrassment is a mug. Like, she lost her marriage behind it. Janash was still rocking with her because she's beneficial to him, and now they have kids together. So well, I ain't gonna say he can't just up and leave, but um, it's kind of one of those situations where you might feel like you're stuck, especially when you know you're dealing with a woman who can go off at any given moment and bring all y'all business to the internet, and he's a public figure. Think about them text messages she exposed whenever she exposed him, where he was telling her, uh, it was two different situations. With those text messages, he was telling her, therapy is at the back of my mind right now. I need you to fix this on social media. I'm losing jobs and da 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 da. Right, and then it was that one instance where a few people came out here and put it on the floor about Janostra's third parties, the text messages, and she they got on a conference call and she was losing her mind. He said he's gonna leave me if I don't fix it. Da, 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 da. And that's when the framing happened. So make it make sense, y'all. I don't think he's gonna stick around for another episode like that. If she was to do it, I don't think he's gonna stick around. So if she got that in the back of her mind, she better make sure it's her last one. Like she said, when I expose to force myself to move on. So I think if she was to come out again to expose, she better make sure it's the last. Because I would be scared to stay with him after that. Hey, True Slayer. Hey, Miss E. I truly believe one of those gonna end up trying to save her. Listen, I ain't gonna even speak that, but it happens. I'm gonna say that. KCS, it happens. Hey Renee, you say talk about you, girl. I was so hyped to jump in the comments and type. I forgot to hit the like button. That's okay. You can go back out and hit it, my love. Hey, admire me. You saw. I wonder what Mushmouth Sierra is doing. Child, don't bring her up. Cause like every time we bring her up, here she come to social media with her foolishness. But I did see, speaking of foot meat, I did see where she made a post because y'all remember when they was out here saying that RH and foot meat was cousins, right? And this is how people take things and run with it. I remember when Dawn did that live where she was saying if they were related, it would be like 20th cousins or 15th cousins. Everybody in their mind, I mean, in their right mind, knows that that don't count. Her saying that is basically saying for the ones who know how to use their brain and read between the lines, when she made that statement, she was basically saying they're not related. But people took that and ran with it, right? They they took that as if, well, even if they 20th cousins, they still cousins. So we're gonna take that and run with it. So now you got trolls out here saying RH had a baby with his cousin or he's related to his daughter. That is the most foolish thing to say, especially when Foot Meeting came out here and told y'all they are not related. But that just shows you how within this saga, people will take something, run with it, and spread it, and they don't care if it's factual or not. I don't operate like that. Like that is that child. Please don't play with me like that. That's some crazy work. That's crazy to even put that out here, especially after that girl cleared that up. But you know what? I gotta get on foot meat because you didn't came out here and told so many lies that have been debunked to where, child, listen, it just goes with your flow at this point. You just said so many lies. Now you don't want them saying that. You should have never said nothing to begin with. You should have stayed hush hush, ma'am, because you was trying to get monetized and build the bag off of this man brand too. Hey, Miss Valencia. Uh, hey, Yams. You say I've also never seen a dynamic in which a biological father posts that he snuck to see his own kids. Listen, and I said that yesterday. I'm like, who? First of all, that's them your kids, Craig. You gotta sneak to see your own children. Like what in what world does that make sense? RH had no legal bindings or ties to your biological kids. That didn't make any sense. But you know what? It's a lot of things that they said that didn't make no sense, and nobody. I feel like it just went over people's heads. Come on now, who like ain't nobody gonna question that? You mean to tell me you had to sneak to see your cheering, so that's why you was absent because it was a secret? What kind of sense does that make? Hey, hanging with Miss D. I just don't get it. Like, hey, Regal Essence. These people are crazy, y'all. Let me see. Let me work my way down in these comments. Hey, Cindy Chain. You said, how come she don't go live with her twins daddy? I can't believe in this day and age after she feed her kids, she gotta go home. It's wild. Child, I don't know. But every time he live, I mean, he been giving it's like he's giving her an inch every day. Every day he's giving her a little more than what he was giving before. Which is crazy because like you can hear her in the background, but it's like he doing everything in his power to avoid her being on the camera with him. That's crazy to me. That's real crazy. Miss Ashley said I saw that same post too about foot meat, and her mom responded to a supporter about foot meat not putting gas in her mom's car. Listen, some of these people crazy, bro. It's just weird, y'all. This whole situation is weird. I don't even know at this point. At this point, child. But like at the end of the day, I feel like with foot meat, you dealing with the repercussions of your actions. Cause she came out here and said so many lies, and some stuff she was just going with, like basically co-signing people putting their own narrative on their storyline. She would just agree to it. So, child, now you don't want people spreading that lie after you didn't spread so many lies. It don't feel good, huh? Because who wants that type of lie to be put on them anyway? That's some crazy work. That's why she tried to get RH body by getting him to adopt him. Yo, she is dangerously insane. Live with him, reside in his residence. Child. And I think that's kind of what got Sleepy the way he is because that adoption, no man, I feel like that hurt his pride, y'all. That really hurt his pride. No man wants to be publicly embarrassed when it comes to their children. And I feel like when RH put that video out, and if y'all notice, because they're constantly saying, uh, that's not true. Or she put in her story, I've never asked anybody to adopt my kids. Or you got Sleepy saying, uh, I've always been active. I always been present. Why would I want another man to? First of all you gotta do is go back and look at the video. If you look at the video, she wasn't denying it, baby. She wasn't denying it because they was fussing about it in the video. The only thing she said was their dad good, and that's when RA said, uh, basically, why would you want me to do an adoption if he's so good? People need to pay attention, bro. Like, come on now. Make that make sense. If you know a person lying and clearly he was recording her and she knew he was recording her because he showed her he was recording her. Once he would have said something about adoption, if that were me, I would have been like, you a mother effing lie. Why would I want you to adopt my kids? Da, 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 da. That's how a normal person will respond when it's not the truth. But that wasn't her response. Why is that? Especially being on camera, knowing it's a possibility that that footage could be played for somebody else. I would have been, no, I know you lying. When did I ever tell you that? I ain't never told. That would have been me if it wasn't true. Hey, Latae, you say, hey, y'all, she lied and said Sleepy wife was fat. That is a lie. When Ari said she be stalking that woman. Yup, sure did. While he over there posting, talking about my real uh it was your baby mama who said she was fat. Nobody even knew how your wife looked until he posted the picture and then everybody like that lady ain't fat. She is far from fat. She fat, dummy. That's how she told her. And the crazy part is the fact that she said that knowing that lady wasn't fat, it kind of validated what RH was saying. You mad because he up and married someone else. It validated it. Because why would you lie and say she's fat and she's nowhere near fat? She don't even look like she was ever fat. The way her frame is made. You know how you could tell if somebody used to be big when they lose weight or whatever? She don't even look like that. She like she been small, tiny, petite all her life based on her picture that he posted. So why would you lie on that lady like that? She could have said, "Oh, she ugly. Why would I want to be like her?" But to lie and say the lady is fat, as if like what was that supposed to do? He still married her. He still married her, so that should speak volumes. You saying she fat, but he still married her. Talks with 2K. What's up, bro? Shout out to you. Thank you for coming in. Like, make it make sense. But I just feel like there's a lot of details that people, let go over their heads, y'all, which is crazy. But Cindy saying the other comment was why she don't reside in his house. Her and her kids gotta go home after her and Clonel swing on episode. Child, I was trying to figure out if the other kids was even there for the barbecue of the 8 wings. And for the ones in the back, oh, you counted the wings? No, he did. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was you cook 8 wings for a family of 8. That's interesting. That's interesting. Because I'm the baby. Most men can eat 8 wings by themselves, let alone trying to feed. And that's the smallest part of the chicken, baby. Let alone trying to feed a family of 8 wings. So everybody get, well, not everybody, because the babies don't eat, but eat regular food, of course. But that's some crazy work. But hey, we gonna mind the business that pays us, y'all. Yes, Tupac improves the wild point, always lying on somebody. Okay, clock it. Lying saying that lady fat. That lady ain't fat. That is a beautiful chocolate woman, baby. Body is tea, okay? I am not a hater. I ain't gonna hate on that lady just because her husband be out here wilding. We ain't gonna hate on the wife, okay? The wife is gorgeous. It's giving natural beauty. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get up off of here. My man is back. Yeah, y'all gotta go spend some time with my baby before he leave tomorrow to go back to work. I will be back live tomorrow though, y'all. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I'm gonna be back. Okay, we're gonna do a part 3 because I ain't said everything I wanted to say. So not the 8 wings. Listen, we gonna finish talking about them 8 wings tomorrow. We're gonna have to do a survey. How many wings how many wings one person can eat, child? So yeah, let's say go live. Let's say pick up where I left off. Pick up where I left off, sis. But I'll be back tomorrow though, y'all. Cause I'm on that content crunch, baby. I'm trying to get it in. And y'all, I've been going hard for y'all. Y'all know I've been going hard, and I gotta try to put out as much as I can before I go on my vacation Sunday. So yeah, because I'm gonna be gone for 4 days. But I will be back tomorrow. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday night. I'm going to go spend some quality time with my boo thing. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye y'all. Ted to love. You can go elsewhere and talk about that. We ain't talking about that over here. Bye.
That goes by. People always ask me why black holes. Listen up, baby girl, shit, I'm about to let you know why I always had a black holes. Whoa, 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 whoa. They talking shit up in my comments. Yeah, they don't know, but I'm about to block them. Cause every day, I block hoes. They be being shady, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cause you know I block holes, baby. In different area codes, baby. You never know, but I block